Yes, welcome to Ain't Got a Clue. I'm Marcus Bronze.
I'm K Kurd, and this is Ain't Got a Clue, the podcast that gives you jokes, banter, a comedian, a tech guru,
that's
and all
it.
of it.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm a comedian now. You're a tech guru,
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, man. We got a Patreon as well, by the way, for a cost of a coffee. You can get every episode that we drop.
You can't even get a coffee,
get a coffee
for
for that
£3
nowadays.
anymore, bruv. You can't get a coffee for £3, bruv, and you're getting all this extra content. Do you get me? For £3.
Yeah,
Think
man.
about how many episodes you're getting, yeah? Like a month. £3 a month, bruv.
It's ridiculous.
Even charities don't ask for £3 a month anymore, bruv.
They don't.
Charities are asking you for £6 now, bruv.
I feel like anyway, quick digression. I feel like 20 quid is the minimum. If you do, it's stingy when people are doing their little Just Giving stuff. You can't be putting your name under £10. Anyway, digress.
Yeah.
Look, every episode that we put out, you can get it early with our ads. Plus, we drop a bonus episode in it, K, where we get a bit more stuck in on the Patreon.
At the same time, bruv.
So come and join us.
At the same time, bruv. And you know what? It's just banging content on there because I'm naming names, innit?
Yeah, we're dropping names. We're telling the stories. And the community on there's vibes as well, man. So check the link in the description.
We've got a
join us for
special
that.
guest today.
Yes,
you probably know it because
have.
obviously you've clicked on the title.
Yeah.
It's Dev, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Dev, you've been in you're like the Michael Jackson of the broadcasting world, innit? Why did you just put... No, you just put my headphones up, bruv. Now I'm hearing myself bare loud, bruv. My ears are fine. I ain't DJ'd like you two, bruv. My ears are still intact.
I'm so sorry, man. I will address this Michael Jackson of the...
Yeah, no, you are because you have been in
child star.
broadcasting.
You're talking about that. Okay.
Yeah, you've been in... Yeah, I was saying...
I was going to say, man called him the Michael... You are the Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, no, I never meant it like that. I never meant it like that. I was saying Michael Jackson because there's still some ambiguity around that.
All right,
but,
cool.
We're starting off hot.
Of course,
You haven't even got past the intro yet.
You've been out here broadcasting for time. Like you were on Smile on CBBC, Radio 1, 1Extra. You were one of the first people on 1Extra, innit?
That's right.
Remember when they had a sick advert with the BMXs and the council estates? It's 1Extra.
Do you know? Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Now that never really sat right with me. How they tried to make 1Extra out to be. It's like a pirate radio station, but from the BBC.
Yeah.
I thought that downplayed it.
Look at him, now he's on Heart.
A little bit.
Now he's on Heart FM. He's like, now let me tell you my issue with the license fee.
But no, I'm going into, this will be 21 years of professional radio that I'm going into this year. Yeah, man and boy.
You've done Strictly, haven't you?
I did Strictly a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you've done Strictly. Yeah. You've done MasterChef as well, innit?
MasterChef, joint finalist with Ulrika Johnson. Which just sounds bonkers,
I got knocked out in the first round, but anyway. Second round.
Didn't you
I
find
can probably cook better than most people on that,
Didn't you find it, though, one of the most stressful things you've ever done?
Horrible.
Yeah.
I told them as I was there, I would much rather go 5 rounds with Mike Tyson.
Yeah. People say, I'm sure you get questions all the time. Oh, what was it like? Like MasterChef, what was that? It's an incredible experience.
It is incredible, but it's horrible.
You've never known stress like it. I tell people this quite often. If you want to get a little glimpse into what it's like, next time you cook yourself a meal, just do 2 courses for yourself. A little starter and a main, okay? Time yourself. You say you're going to an hour or not even 50 minutes to get both of those courses done. See how much more stressful cooking is. But it's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be
Did you come off the back end of it being like, you know what, like I can cook a new thing or whatever? Or did you come out of it saying, fuck this, it's all about Uber and delivery right now?
I learn a lot. Like in the lead up to it, I think I'm allowed to say this.
Yeah.
We'll play this to my manager afterwards. She can tell this is fine. I had about 6 weeks before I started filming, and I said to my manager, I want to be really good.
So you went and trained?
I phoned up every restaurant that I'd ever been to that I liked.
This fucking
And I said, can I come and do a lunch service? Can I come and stand in the kitchen? Can I just learn a few little techniques? I did a pasta course. I did a curry course. I went in prepared because I wanted to do well.
Before Kay unleashes the rage,
I don't understand why people go in there.
Did it help?
I'm just going to wing it.
Did it help? Was there something that came up? Was it coming? No, wait, Kay, hold it, Kay.
Did it work?
Hold it, Kay.
Man went in there.
One second. Hold the rage back. Hold the rage.
2 courses.
Was there a moment when they were like, make pasta, and you were like, I know this?
Dude.
And were they like, oh my gosh, Dev?
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this, It was like some sort of Slumdog Millionaire style scenario where at every stage of the competition they were like, we're about to do this next. And I thought, I've done this.
That's great for you, innit?
I've done this
Because
recently.
when I did it was COVID. So there was none of this nonsense in it that man could just go and stand in some restaurant and get the chef to teach me, bro. This is why bro,
K's mic
I was
K's
vexed.
overloaded his mic.
Bro, I was vexed. Do you know why, yeah? I had a suspicion in it. Like, I was on Soccer AM and they were like, oh, Danny Milk from McFly was on it. I was like, that motherfucker did a course. Like, and I don't know if he did, but given that Dev has gone and done courses and stuff.
But I would just want to say, before we move on, I've never seen disgust on a face, if you're not watching the video, like I've just seen on Kay's face. He, as you was describing that, Dev, he went through a series of emotions that I've never seen in a man. He was actually steaming from his head,
But
bro.
do you know what, though, yeah? Do you know why I'm angry as well?
Right.
Because in the back, I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah, here we go. We're getting to it now.
Yeah, we're getting
unpacking
into it.
It
It's
makes sense that he done that, innit?
Yeah.
But I've gone in thinking, oh, raw, like, everyone's going in like me, like, everyone's just going in for a bit of a laugh, innit?
you would know.
But when you realise there's prize money involved, like, certain men are looking at it again.
Double
raw,
if you
like,
get to the final. So.
Doubled it, yeah?
I don't think it's doubled, but there's a nice incentive. I think.
Bro.
I don't know if you're going to use it.
Bro, it's a year's salary in it.
Yeah.
It's a year's salary in it. So I was looking at it again. I was like, nah, that is
Could you put some money on a house on it?
no.
Okay, cool.
Well, maybe
just saying, just, you know, could you put a bit down on the house for it?
Maybe in like Teesside or like Liverpool or something.
I don't know. In this economy, you did all right.
So before we move on, because I feel like this is a bit too much. Go.
This is why
Yeah.
21 years of broadcasting
This is what
experience.
this is exactly what I was going to get onto.
Thing I might have done where I tried to come in prepared. Like, I had an English teacher, shout out Miss Button, okay, who was so lovely to me in school. It's two things she said to me that like really stuck with me for a long time. One was she pulled me to one side. She said, "You know, you're actually quite smart and clever. If you put half as much effort into just work as you did into dedicating your life to being a class
yell.
clown, and a bit of that, right? You'd be really good." And I thought, oh, wow, that's really nice. And I did. I buckled down a little bit, didn't do too bad on my GCSEs. The other thing she said to me was, you know, I'm a little bit concerned. Dev, you're not going to be able to go through your life just winging it, okay, and just having a laugh. At some point, you are going to have to take life seriously. And,
And when do you decide to?
I mean, I'm planning on doing it very soon. But,
At some point, yeah.
But yeah, I remember thinking about that. 'Cause, like, before I went into MasterChef, I thought, well, this is an area that I'm a little bit out of my depth.
Wait. So from school to the point you did MasterChef, that was the only time you thought of that advice.
Everything else, I feel like not necessarily winged, but maybe just sort of, you know.
Yeah.
I'm also, you know, my training is not in a theatre school, but something very similar. I went to something called the Anna Shear Theatre when I was young. It was a bit of an after-school club, and professionalism and being prepared was like instilled in you from a very young age. So I knew going into one of the things I think the best thing I've learned at 38 now is being smart enough to know what I don't know. Okay, smart enough to know when you walk into certain situations what you're not going to be aware of, to know where you're going to be outside of your comfort zone, and walking into a cooking show like, yeah, this is going to be intense. It's not necessarily they're not going to just ask me to like whip up a spag bowl. Like I'm going to need to.
Yeah.
And it's also one of those shows that we all watch. And we will judge everybody, regardless of what your knowledge is.
Yeah.
We'll watch something like MasterChef and go, he's fucked that roux up, hasn't he? Man, what an idiot. He's going to pair those two together.
Yeah.
Like me with
aubergine.
Yeah.
Like me with aubergine when they gave me the aubergine under the cloche and I fucked it up, bruv. Anyway, let's not talk about that too tough.
So where do you think you would have placed if you didn't do your little extracurricular activities?
Do you know what? I think I would have done all right. Because my cooking skill was decent going into it. Like
I'm decent, but I didn't get to the final.
How decent is decent? Let's describe. Because some people say, I'm not taking the piss, beans on toast is decent, innit? But where were you at? Where were you at with cooking?
I made a very conscious decision. I moved out at like 21, 22. I made a like very conscious decision. I'm not going to eat ready meals and frozen food and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to learn how to cook. And it's not hard. Do you know what I mean? Just, if you like, go out to a restaurant and there's a main that you like or a starter, you go home, you Google how to make it, easy, right? So I learned a couple of dishes, but yes, going into MasterChef, I was like, well, there's a few techniques and a few things I want to learn how to do, and you'd be surprised how easy it is to go up to a chef. You just got to stroke their ego a little bit and go, oh, I really enjoyed, I don't know, a prawn starter I had here a couple of months ago. Could you show me how to make it? And quite often they go, oui.
That's how you know. That's how you know.
This guy was
What is your name?
This guy
Zev?
was going to Le Sucre. And
Yeah. You know when you go to like Nobu and just tell the chef that you like what's going on. You go to Rocker and say you just like the tasting menu. Yeah.
So what was harder, that or like Strictly?
Catch me in Nobu.
What was harder, that or Strictly?
Oh man, do you know what? The attention you got from Strictly was so intense.
Were you worried that like you'd fall in love with your dance partner?
No, because well, for a start, my dance partner was in a happy relationship.
That don't mean
going
anything.
into it.
I mean, we've heard that before, but let's not.
No, do you know what? Even I joked before I even found out who my partner was. I joked that the reason I was going into Strictly was to hook up with a dancer, and I didn't get very good.
It's a bad joke, you know.
People didn't like that.
That's a bad joke because based in reality, that one, isn't it?
That rub people up the wrong way. It's like, sorry for telling a joke, guys.
But I feel like I could have got away with telling a joke like that, but you can't because you're a broadcaster. And your image is like, people don't realise you're joking when you say that.
Yeah.
But if I'd have said it, people would have gone, Jack the Lad kind of thing. But like you, it's like, Dev, how have you said that?
Yeah. And
you were Radio 1.
Maybe I can't say that bit, but I
love the self-editing going on in your head. Yeah.
Well,
listen, this guy's trained, man.
You know, part of the, I don't know, we'll just decide this later. You know, part of the briefing when you sign up to Strictly, the producers say, don't hook up with each other, okay? Please don't. All right, please. It's happened before. We get it. Okay, please don't do that. They do tell you that. They don't want that to happen. They don't want rumors and stories flying about the show. But no, I'd say the attention you get off of doing a show like Strictly was really intense, and it's odd intense as well. Overnight, it went from usually the type of people who might spot me in public, or it's someone who might have like grown up watching me on telly, or you know, some like people of similar age. Overnight, it went from that to like your nan would come up to me in the supermarket and be like, "You did ever so well, love, and the Aladdin dance."
The Aladdin dance.
It was really,
that was sick, actually.
It's really, really odd. And maybe the peak oddness, okay, of the whole Strictly experience, I'd had an accident in training with my partner, and it was devastating. You know, it was a devastating accident. You know, I was really, really worried that, you know, Diane was hurt, and we've gone to the hospital and stuff to make sure she was all right. And thank goodness she was fine.
What happened? What happened?
I dropped her. We were doing this like spin, and it was a crazy one as well. It's like when she starts off on my shoulders, and I kind of like flip her, and I was trying to catch her, and so I'm not doing the good turns.
Before I unjoke, is she okay now?
She's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's
cool.
fine.
See, this is why man them need to bang gym, bruv.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking maybe the kid in him went WWE at some point, Rogue, and just turned it into a F5.
Okay, I know. You're training for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
For some of the routines, you're practicing these moves over and over and over again. You're trying to get it into your muscle memory. You know, you're trying to get it done well. And just on one of these turns, I can't remember if it was her knee didn't come around my shoulder fast enough or something. But like, I dropped her.
You must have been devastated.
Of course I was. I thought I hurt her.
I did.
She did hurt herself, but you know, thank goodness she was all right. So you know, we got to the hospital, make sure that she's fine and everything. Even in the waiting room, you know, people are turning around and they can like, you know, they're noticing her, sort of thing.
Shit,
it's really strange. So the next morning, I go to the shop, I don't know whether I was buying milk, some bollocks. And I walk past the newsstand, and there's a picture of me in training. The same like video that we'd like taken in training. There's a still from it, and the caption on the front page of the Sun newspaper says, "Dev drops die."
Oh,
maybe shit. On head as well. Dev drops die on head.
Jesus.
And you know, I almost had like, I wanted to like snatch them all up, tuck them under my shirt. Oh no! Before you realise, oh my god, this is it's like a.
At that point, did you think your name was short for devastated?
I'm surprised they didn't do some sort of
that would be
pun.
a sick finishing move, you know, if he was a wrestler as well.
They didn't do like some sort of like pun on that, but that was I gotta be honest, I didn't like that side of things. That felt really, really strange. Other than that, the experience of doing Strictly, I love the training, like the dancers are incredible. They really, and people who work on the show, they said it to me going into it. They're like, it's like one big family. You're gonna love it. I'm like, whatever. You know, I thought jaded by the industry. It's like, whatever. It's gonna be like a cool experience. But everyone cares about the show so much. They really want you to have a good experience.
How far did you go in that?
I think 4 weeks. I got into
is
that
it?
one. Yeah,
Oh.
including 1 week of.
Is that longer than Tony Adams? No, Tony Adams are far in it.
I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, bruv. Like, I'm not saying it because you're my mate. It was a fucking robbery, bruv.
I would prefer it that way, though.
Yeah.
I'd prefer people going, oh, you should have been in it for longer. Than
Yeah,
people
man.
going, you should have been out ages ago.
Yeah,
You were buying your time.
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Or you go out and they go, oh, you did well.
Yeah. And I also, it's also.
I'll tell you right now, yeah, I don't mind how long I went. As long as if the money kept on going up, the longer I was in it, I don't care how. Tell me I should have gone out earlier. I don't care. My bank account is nice.
Yeah. But I don't know if you saw it, Kay, but Dev can fucking throw it down in the ballroom stuff. You did your thing, you know.
I sort of assumed you'd be good at it. You can't have like a sleeve tattoo and not do like well in the dance.
He's
I do like
Dev's
to
one of
dance.
those. Dev's one of those people that can just like pick up stuff. You
Yes.
know, guitar,
Yes.
piano. Do you skateboard as well?
I did skateboard for a little
See what
bit
fucking
before
mean?
I'd like mash my fingers up, and I was like, well, I'm not.
But
gonna be able to play guitar, so-
also, you've been in broadcasting since you were like 18. You've got time to take up hobbies.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're not lying. There was a time that when I first started radio, I did at one point, one show a week, and the rest of my time I just sat at home.
And that paid your rent and everything.
Just watching. Well, I still lived at home, so I was
Yeah.
like just like watching DVDs, playing guitar. That was the time of my life.
Let me see your hands. They must be soft as hell.
Well moisturized. Well moisturized.
It might sound like here's what I have friends that wind me up about this all the time, right? There are friends that are like, man, you work for a couple of hours a day, or whatever. I'm like, here's the thing. What I did, I worked my ass off really early on in life with the goal that eventually I would be able to get to a point where I could not necessarily, be a man of leisure, but that I could spend time.
You can say that.
Doing things that I have time to sit in my studio,
Basically,
make music, and look from 12 years old, I was up at the crack of dawn. I did a paper round every single day.
Wow.
I was doing auditions to be in things. I was spending all my money on records. I was DJing in nightclubs. I very much wanted to
Play the violins. Play the violins. Play the violins.
I swear to God. Now
I wanted to put the graft in early, so again, like later on in life, I
and
could
this
be
is why you should vote Conservative.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah.
Don't say yeah. Yeah.
No, but fair enough.
But
But
this
like,
whole idea of working as hard as you can until you're in your 60s.
Yeah, you're not on it.
Nah.
but to be fair though, as
Just
a
work as hard
broadcaster,
as you can till you're 17.
you kind of want someone on radio to talk about stuff out there, innit? So you got to live a bit, like, because I know some people got into like radio nerdom where all they did was just do their show. You ain't got nothing to talk about because you need to talk about stuff in real life though when you're broadcasting, right?
Yeah, I mentioned that to a lot of student radio and aspiring presenters when they ask for advice. And one thing I say to them is stop hanging out with radio people.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
100%.
hang out with industry radio people.
The most boring people in it.
Yeah, go out and get stories. Go and just hang out with your friends and do stuff and live life. Don't be all radio in jokey and all of that. It's the worst.
Also, when you go to student radio, do you tell them stop doing this? It's a dying medium.
You know, you make such a. No. You're not fucking around. Let's talk about this, right? Do you know what is odd? The landscape. Like when I started radio 21 years ago. Okay, professional radio at least. Before that, I was doing pirate radio. This is before iTunes. This is before Spotify. This is before
you
podcasts.
were doing radio 4 years after Titanic.
Hang on, wait. What's Titanic? 97, 98?
25 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. I might have been on pirate radio before like the first Blu-ray DVD.
Wow.
Or DVD.
Do you know what's so mad about the Titanic? Just to be on it, because it's 25 years old. If a girl was born the year Titanic came out, they're too old for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Damn.
That's wild, isn't it?
Damn.
Just think about it like that. So basically, Rose, did you get it?
Yeah. Bruh.
You can laugh into the
No,
mic.
there's stuff I want to.
That's a mind-blowing fact.
So you said-
yeah.
I sometimes don't know what to say
Say,
to because it's completely different.
100%.
Like if I wanted to be a presenter, like even when people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I really want to get into presenting," I'm like, "So do it." So turn your phone camera around, start filming
And start
yourself.
doing it.
Get a YouTube channel, and then there you go.
You make a very good point, because it's like when people go, "Oh, I'd love to like talk to Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle about how to make it in stand up in this day and age." I'm like, they wouldn't have a fucking clue about how to make it. Like you're talking like Dave Chappelle and like Chris Rock or whatever. Those comedians come from a time where there was 5 channels on TV, and the only way to do it was like get well in the clubs. Producer notices you get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas it's like now, like there's the internet. Ask Chris Rock about releasing content. What does he know about releasing content, bruv? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
So you're very right in that. Where you're like when you're saying you can't.
Yeah.
Just fucking turn your camera on.
Yeah, man.
And-
What's changed the most over the last 21, 22 years, would you say, like from when you started out? Because you started out before, well, just when, like in radio, when DAB was popping, didn't it? But
money
you was out
in it.
before that, though.
The money in it.
You were out before
money's
that.
pretty good.
The money, the money's changed.
So what I notice now, and this is gonna sound like me as like old man, or certainly in this industry, old man presenter having a pop at the younger lot, but I don't feel like the craft is. I don't feel like there's as much emphasis on that. There's not as much emphasis on just being good. It's, where do we know you from? How many TikTok followers have you got? Like, are you engaged socially? Like, who cares?
You're so right.
Who cares?
We've seen this across a few industries, but yeah, go on, carry on, Dev. Who cares? Yeah, go on.
Certainly when I was starting out.
In
my day, you had one microphone, no producer. I produced all of my own shows off the back of my own.
It felt like the only important thing was, are you good?
Yeah.
Is there some potential there? I don't feel like there's as much emphasis on that now. I don't think it's important at all to have any kind of
Radio
social
experience.
following. If you want to get into radio, you want to get into presenting. And I don't feel like those two necessarily scan. I've seen people who are good on TikTok and not very good on the radio. I've seen people who
Absolutely atrocious on radio. You're fucking turning up the mic and they're like, "Oh, I fucked up that link," and you're like, "Yes, you did. Like, please, can you have some respect for the listener?"
Yeah, like, look, if I sat in my room by myself and just film myself all day, I could edit down a 30-second video of me saying something kind of funny, but I don't think you can really train for that. Look, you're never going to replace like this, like people in a room, like having a chat or live radio, and that connection that you're making with people. I don't think like you're ever really going to replace that. Even as terrible, like, I had like a weird like fever dream the other day about AI replacing presenters. That I think.
We were talking about this a couple episodes ago about like replacing like film stuff.
Yeah, we went
that could happen. Like,
we
there's
went for
enough.
dinner. Yeah,
there's enough audio of just you two talking.
Yeah.
By doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Not right now, but I could maybe like in the next like 20 years.
There is enough footage of you out there to make pornos of you.
Oh, I mean, the deepfake stuff is like sick.
Yeah.
But you could make an AI program that's like, all right, there's enough audio of you. You could write a program that almost, how I can see it happening is some like weird dystopian thing where, in the morning someone like gets up, like, about to jump in their flying car, and when they put the radio on, it's not really the radio, it's like an AI program that specializes everything to them, so it plays the tunes that you really want to hear that might not even be a real song. It just takes elements that it knows that you like, and it creates this AI
we
song
did exactly that.
Like,
We did
Dev,
exactly that.
if I'm honest with you, Dev, we're almost there. So a couple episodes back, we found this chat AI where you could basically put in some subjects, and it had enough of Drake's voice to kind of morph into any words that you wanted. So it was a bit
on the
ropey.
Patreon episode of CJ Beats.
Exactly. Yeah, it's on the Patreon. It made a beat as well, and to be honest, a bit janky, but
it's
getting there.
It's
and
called
also
Green Juice and Omelets.
Green Juice and Omelets. We're releasing
when
it.
you see the hands in AI pictures, they haven't quite got it right
They're getting there,
Not just
and
that,
eyes
though.
as well.
Not just that though. In that film Your People, they weren't really kissing.
Oh, yes, I heard that. Yeah.
So it's all mad. It's all mad.
And also, to go to your point, someone on ChatGPT, I think we spoke about that, didn't he, the other day, Kay, when somebody's actually gone on ChatGPT, got them to write a script. then they've taken the script, a sci-fi script, and pumped it into
press releases.
Pumped it into a voice. No, but this is another thing. They've taken the script, thrown it into another bit of AI, which did fake voices, and you got a radio play out of it. So it's happening. So what you're saying is, say the radio knows it's you, like it won't be like, "Good morning, Dev." It will be like, "Yeah, good morning, Dev. We've got some R&B for you this morning." And play 2 tunes. Spotify will do it. Spotify could do it.
Basically,
Work out
what
the
you're saying
algorithm
is,
of what you like, and then use a voice that you would enjoy as well.
So you like hip hop history, so it might say, today's the anniversary of MF Doom, whatever. Like, could feed you facts and stuff like that. How do you feel about that, though?
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're going to be unemployed.
Or I'll be dead in 50 years time. I don't care.
You'll be retired, chilling.
I'll be dead or head in a jar.
I don't think you will. You're 38 now.
Yeah.
50 years.
Nah.
88. You won't be dead.
I think a couple of years time.
I think that's exactly because my nan lived to 88. It's exactly 50 years from now.
Yeah,
that's some pretty good innings.
Yeah, I don't.
Wicked innings.
I don't think you're gonna. I think we're gonna have a longer life expectancy than a lot of our grandparents.
Do you know what I want? I seen we're talking about dystopian
and also
stuff.
You look very young for your age.
Thank you very much. I have a skin routine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kills. I want full Black Mirror. Like once I get to an age.
I thought you were gonna say I want full black males. I was like, where is this going?
Bro, you're retired. Whatever you want, bro. Go for it.
Where is this going?
You know that Black Mirror episode of the retirement home?
Yeah.
Where once you reach a certain age, right, they'll just lead me into a little room. Like, here you go, Mr. Griffin. Just like sit down on this chair, and they'd plug me up. Right, I'll be 88, but when they plug me up to the server, when I open my eyes, I'll be 21 years old in a beach town, and I will live out my retirement in a server. That's what I want.
In this thing, are you perhaps blue in a jungle?
I don't want to be an Avatar. Can I still be black as well?
What if they're like, you got to pay more? You got to pay more to look like yourself. Otherwise, you get a generic.
Exactly. No, don't hit me with the random button. Yeah, I want to look exactly the same. Don't customize my character. I want to look exactly the same. In fact, you know what?
With red hair and
I would love to talk about this with you guys. It's something I've fallen very deep into.
Yes, I know where you're going to get into this. Yes,
it's celebrity SAS.
I've lost myself in this stuff.
We'll talk about it as well.
I've been in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The last. It's been about 9 months now.
Yeah.
And I've gone so deep on it, guys.
Okay.
Go for it, bruv.
So did you know that there are Grand Theft Auto servers, these like customized Grand Theft Auto servers that are role-playing servers? Imagine LARPing. You know, like where people dress up in like Renaissance gear and they go out into the woods.
People do that?
Yeah. Oh, it's massive.
Why are there so many losers in the Western world, bruv?
All right.
No, but like, what is it about the Western world that breeds losers?
Unpack this, Dave. You're going to get to it. Unpack this.
But let me tell you, Dev, no one in the Middle East is dressing up as like a 15th century fucking Middle Eastern, bruv. Do you know why? There's issues, Dev. There's we got a life to live in it. No man's going
escapism.
It's
escapism.
No, but bruv,
escapism. Think about it. Unpack this.
We need to start beating losers up again.
Is there a little bit in the back of your mind? Is there a little bit in the back of your mind? Because listen, I used to be a school bully as well, right? So
I wasn't, but looking back, I agree with them.
Unpack this a little bit. Is it a little bit that you want to take part, but there's something in you that is like, you would feel ridiculous.
Masculinity.
Yes, or something. Ego or something. There's something in you that would hold you back from dressing up like a wizard and running around the woods with all these people. But
do you know where it is? Sanity. I think that is where it is. I think sanity is holding me back. What man is acting like a wizard in the fucking trees, bro?
It happens. It's huge. So imagine that, right? It's LARPing.
What's the difference between that and the guys paying to lick a woman's shoes, like lined up against the wall, bro?
But we didn't. We're gonna have to talk about
that. But what is the difference between that? Do you know what I mean?
Look, we're all sad, Kay. We're all looking for escape. We all want something to distract us.
I'm sorry, but if you're in a cape with a little bit of a wooden stick acting like you're a wizard, I'm a wizard, Harry. You're not, bruv. Fucking grow up.
But we're all looking for just a brief escape from the mundane reality of what is life.
I hear that.
Before you get into it, how did you find out about the GTA 5 servers? Like, someone must have put you on. You didn't just trip over
There's a rapper called T Grizzly, and he has his own server where him and his pals just sort of like create these like fun little scenarios. And
do you know what's so funny? Yeah, like this because Marcus is a gamer, right? And you're a gamer as well, innit? Yeah,
massive.
See, for me, yeah, I still don't get the online gaming thing.
Right.
I'm like so
Why
old
not?
school.
Do you not like racism?
No.
You don't like being called the N-word.
Yeah.
50 times a night. Is that what it is?
Absolutely. But I still don't understand the online gaming thing. Like, for me, I'm like, if I want to play with my brethren,
Yeah.
I'll just go to my brethren's house, innit? Like, I still don't like playing online. Like, I've been invited to play online and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just not doing it.
Well, let Dev explain, because
Yeah.
we're in an interesting position, because you're in this world, you're not in it at all. Dev's all the way in, and I'm straddling both sides. So let him say what he's saying, because I reckon we could maybe. I'm not saying you'll be playing by the end of this episode,
There's no
but
way.
it's interesting.
It's crazy, right? So there's these role-playing servers.
Yes.
The one that I found tries to replicate UK life. Okay, so it's the exact same map that you get in Grand Theft Auto. It's just been customized a little bit. So you can buy a house. You can be a taxi driver, or you can join a gang.
You can tell he's never had a job in it. You could work for your money in like a taxi.
Like, this is novel. This is very interesting.
It's
Yeah.
about
You
300.
could struggle to buy a home.
You can pay council tax.
I'm fucking around.
There's,
pay tax.
There's about 360 people in the server. At any one time, there could be about 360
Yeah.
people in the server. Very, very strict rules about the role playing. So you're not supposed to break character. So if you're a police officer and you pull somebody over, you're not supposed to go for oh, did you watch the football last night, mate? Oh, it's pretty good. You're supposed to stay in character of that police officer. There's, you get punished if you don't. For example,
So as a police officer, I have to just stop black people. Is that
pretty much
what I have to do?
Yeah, pretty much. You have to profile all the other black people. All the other black people in it.
I'll tell you about my first experience in there as
Do I
well.
have to shoot black people in the game as well? Is
You
that
can if you want.
No, not that I want, but if
Yeah.
I'm role playing,
Yeah.
If is it UK?
Oh, no, this
life
is
or-
it's
oh,
UK.
It's
It's
innit?
UK, yeah.
It's
So-
UK, so I can't.
You just pull them
so you
over all the
wouldn't
time.
shoot, you'd sort of just like pull them over and say lots of like snarky comments about that.
Oh, it's your car, is it?
What do you do for a living, mate?
Do us a favour.
Are you?
Yeah, do us a favour. Why don't you just drop that back where you nicked it from and have a good day, all right? Oh, thanks, constable.
Is this insured?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Sure, it's your car, mate.
Are you sure? Have you put in the right occupation on your insurance? Have you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
So I've gone so deep
Yes.
into this, and it started off initially as, oh, this seems really fun, this seems really interesting, and then it just became an obsession. I joined like a gang.
You're.
I joined a gang inside of a Grand Theft Auto server, and like recruited other people. Would like drive to other hoods to like back some beef.
So hold on, you spent your whole life trying to avoid the hood,
Yeah.
to go into the metaverse to join a gang.
We're getting to it. So what I've noticed in this server and in a lot of these places, that is what a lot of people are doing, is that they're living out these scenarios, fantasies, if you will.
Yeah.
That you otherwise, like, a lot of the people I encounter, a lot of people I speak to, it's a very particular type of person. It's someone you can tell that maybe outside of this, they might struggle in some sort of social aspect, or again, maybe this is a kind of fantasy of them. First day of playing online gaming.
Yes.
The kind of people that I encountered, I remember thinking, you wouldn't talk like this in real life.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm gonna bust a shot in your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you
you
don't
wouldn't talk like that in
yeah,
real life.
of course.
Like the 13-year-old that calls you the N-words, like whatever, you know they would not say that in real life. They are living
100%.
out this like odd fantasy that online it gives you. Like, sorry, I'm like jumping all over the place. Do you remember this? Like do you remember the wild shit you would say to a girl on MSN Messenger?
Yeah, man.
That you would never say to them in real life. But there's something about the confidence you get of being
Remember.
sat behind.
WhatsApp exists. I'm joking.
Or even just that. Yeah, let's bring it up to date. There's something about when you're just sat behind a keyboard, or you've got that barrier of it being like online, or that you wouldn't.
I get a lot of that in my Insta DMs, like people,
Yeah, man.
people trying to, like when like someone's saying something, you're like, you wouldn't say that to my face.
Yeah, like you've seen
Like,
someone on a night out, or they've been like, I saw you all night and I just wanted to tear your clothes off. You're like, well, why are you going to
No,
say
they
that
haven't said
now in a
that.
DM? Well, I've had that
They-
before.
they
Like,
said
yo,
they
I saw
wanted
you
to
last
punch me
night
out.
and you, oh, is it? Tear your clothes off in a different way, I guess. Yeah. Different kind of tear off the clothes. Yeah. I want to fuck you up instead of I want to fuck you.
Yeah, you're talking about like sexual.
Different kind of violence.
Yeah, no, I've had people, and I'm like, you wouldn't say that to my face. Like, why are you saying it in messages? So you're saying
Yeah.
people do this, and then they get there and they're actually being violent in the game.
Yeah, so
So how many people did you beat up in this game?
I punched up a couple. Who like?
What? Because they came to your ends.
Yeah. Or
So what ends do you back in the game?
I don't have one now. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't. People might already be able to figure out what server I'm on, but I'm in there undercover, right? I'm in there deep undercover because, and I mean this. What I've realized, like being in there and almost doing, I'm trying to describe it as research. Right, that I'm researching.
But you're really into it.
I'm actually really into it.
So you are exactly like the guy from Avatar. You went in as a way to destroy it, and now like you're deep into it, and you're like, I will not let this gang fall. This is my area. So this is my turf.
I've met people in it who they're in relationships with people in the server. They get married in the server. They don't know each other in real life.
There are people that get signed to record labels in these servers as well. I'm not even joking. There's artists on these servers.
There's a record label. There's a guy. There's a guy that I'm good friends with that I hang out in there. He's got like the keys to my house. I trust this guy. Not in real life. I would never. All right, and this is what I want to get to. Right? This is what I want to get to.
What the fuck is the world coming to?
Exactly. Right, but this is what I want to get to. Our kids and our grandkids, this is how they are going to socialize. They will be in some sort of metaverse interacting with each other in this way. It will not, most of their social interactions will not be face to face. This is too appealing. The idea that you can go into this setting and be whoever you want to be, look however you want. It's the same as Instagram. It's why Instagram we cannot resist it, because for maybe one of the first times we are able to be in complete control of our outward image. We can delete all the flaws, all the things we don't like, we can get rid of it. We at least have the memory of what life was like before that. Our grandkids will not. They will grow up in this world where they're not given the option, do you want to do this real life or do this? No, they'll be plugged in immediately. So the things that I'm experiencing this, say that the friendships I've made in this server feel very real. The experiences I've had when there's been arguments or gangs have splitting apart or there's been fallings out or we've just had like the best night ever. They feel very similar to like good nights out I've had with friends, but I know how to distinguish the difference between going, oh, this is simulation. This is not real life. I wouldn't fucking give any of these people my bank details or like, oh, here's my private email. No. I know you in this game, bro. I don't know you in real life. But what I do worry about is that, again, our grandkids, they will be in this metaverse and they won't differentiate. This is a real experience and this is just a sort of simulation. And as positive as I can see it being, for example, if you're somebody who struggles with social anxiety or autism, we could create within a metaverse infinite scenarios. Oh, here's a dinner party. Oh, go in there and make some friends. Or, oh, here's your first date. Like, sit down and great. But I worry that people are just going to want that.
I'm going to clip up that bit where he kept on saying our grandkids and send that to Durex for their next advert. Because if my grandkids grow up to be these pussy holes that go online...
You know what, okay, it's funny what you're saying though, but bruv, there's people that are actors, they play other people on stage. They're getting paid for it. And like you said, there's people that on social media, they look nothing like how you'd expect in real life. Like what's mad as well, this comment that I've had over the years, I'm sure you've all had it, is, right, you actually look like your pictures. Have you ever had that? Like, right, you actually look like you look on Instagram. What's interesting is
I have more sex appeal in real life than in my pictures.
Thank you, Kay's added another thing to the list. So what, he's got high T level that he said in the last episode. He looks better in real life.
Basically, this whole thing.
No, he said he's going to have high testosterone by the time he's 90s. Real life. COVID bounced off him. He's just in every. Listen, ladies. Start writing the list. The list is getting longer. We made it longer and longer.
Is a way for me to get a wife.
It's a great press campaign. But what's interesting?
Just people offering to beat you up.
yeah, exactly.
We're going to change that.
Just people calling me a dickhead in my DMs.
But what's interesting is though that the type of girl that would normally DM you and be like,
it's always the butters ones. Anyway,
no, not necessarily. But
he's joking. He's joking.
No. In general, I'm not joking. In general, yeah, because even like the ugly men are the ones to DM good-looking women.
Yeah,
like it's always the ugly people in general.
Do you think man or woman? Do you think that's a confidence thing? Because
ugly people are the most confident people on earth, bruv.
I don't know.
Well, you kind of have to be.
Yes, exactly. Because ugly people, they're like, my looks ain't gonna do this.
Yeah.
I have to have something
You
else.
have to have personality.
Yes.
It's
So,
quite-
and it's not a disrespect. Like,
Yeah.
you know you're ugly, innit? Like, you just work
Yeah.
with what you've got in it. And they are the most confident. Ugly men and ugly women are the most confident. Thinking about the most confident person you know, 9 out of 10 times they're ugly. The most good looking people I know are always insecure about something. Like, whether it's their looks, they're always getting stuff done to their face or their body, or they're always in the gym or whatever. The ugly people I know that are confident do not give a shit. They're like, belly out, I do not care, but they're confident.
Yeah, and they also really good looking people, especially being good looking all your life. They probably haven't developed much of a personality.
So how is that?
People that got pretty privileged.
sort of relied on it.
So how have you dealt with that in your whole life? Because you've been good looking from birth, bro.
Do you know what? I really wasn't. I was a really weird looking kid. I sort of grew into my looks. I remember being made fun of for having like my ears stuck out. I remember that when I was younger. I had
don't
like really
believe
big
this.
eyes. In fact, this is
I
gonna
need
make me
pictures.
sad.
We need pictures to put on the
Do you know,
thumbnail,
you might,
because I do not believe this.
You might be able to like stick it on like I don't know, little post pro. But there was a character called Pob.
Right.
I used to get called Pob when I was a kid, like really
Pob?
young. Yeah, Pob, because he had like big lips and like his pokey out ears.
Oh,
Yeah.
deep.
I used to
deep.
get called Pob quite a lot. But yeah, I think I maybe like grew into my looks a little bit.
So what?
So
You
before we
grew
leave-
into your looks at
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
you-
a good look.
Yeah.
Before we leave this metaverse thing behind, I just want to close the book on it though. Isn't it interesting how Facebook are trying to like capitalize on this thing and like, make the everyone thinks they're making a metaverse when this shit actually exists
It's already
in
happening.
real life?
It's already happening. People
everywhere.
are already doing it. In fact, do you remember ages ago that thing, was it Second Life?
Yes,
That's
the
from
game,
like
yeah.
20 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Where people were creating these online personas. And I mean, if you play online games in any kind of capacity, if you have friends that you compare scores with on Candy Crush, on some level, you are existing within the metaverse.
Yeah, no, I 100% get it. I mean, I'm joking about it, but like, I
Yeah.
just find all of it weird. Like,
It is.
Yeah.
It
like,
really
like
is.
you have, like, somebody owns the, like, has the keys to your
but
online house. That
there's
is
currency
mad,
in there.
bruv.
Do you know what's mad though? When I came into it, like, Dev was like, "Yo, bruv," because I stepped in and he showed me because I interested, had a look. Yeah, Dev was like, "Yeah, we're gonna come in, yeah, but Marcus, you can't say my name." He addressed me and everything, and I had some problem.
This is Saquon.
It's like going undercover, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's like
You
going
can't,
undercover.
don't even say your name here because we'd have to be out. But yeah, like, so he went in and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry. What I'll do is I'll bump into you by accident, yeah, or like, and then I'll bring you in." But what was mad was before I met Dev, my character glitched and he had no clothes on as I was walking down the street,
you
and
were
then
balls out.
then he glitched again and he had clothes on but he was invisible, yeah, and then the feds pulled me over, bruv. And my first experience is they pulled me over, they go, "What's going on?" Like, stopped me, they were quizzing me, questioning me, and I was like, "Rah, these guys really take it seriously." And I think I said something like, "What button is this?" And they were like, "Don't say that." They're like, "Use your L muscle." So that's what they talk about as a keyboard, yeah? Anyway, I met up with Devon. Do you know what was mad? Do you know what brought me in? Devon was like, "Yeah, man, this is my cousin." And I was like, "Yes, bruv." He's brought me in. These guys were like, "Yeah, what's going on, bruv? Because you're cool." And even a guy was like, "You ain't got no wheels." I was like, "No." He's like, "Shall I lend you some money?" And I was like, "No, thank you," because I was like, I don't want to have to owe you in the future.
Yeah.
I straight away in my head, I was like, I don't want to have debt to any, because I'm like that in real life, innit? But I was like, my character is not going to be in debt to anyone. He's going to work and earn his money. You get me? And then I was in it for a few hours. Yeah, go on.
How did you earn money in there?
Well, because as I was a cousin in it, and he just brought me in it, I was doing some little low level running around. Because I don't want to give away too much. We're doing some nefarious work, so I was running around doing some stuff. And what's mad is the realism that they take from the real world into these environments.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. I didn't play it much after that because I think it's one of those things you could get lost in. I've got things to do.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. I remember putting on the VR headset one time, and I was just like, "Yeah, this ain't that, innit? Like, I'm all good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this, bruv. Like, it's just."
Do you not enjoy it?
No. It was fun for like a bit where you're like, "Wow, this is crazy," and I feel like there's very good. I feel like the VR headsets could potentially cure seasonal depression. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it's good for, because I feel like if the technology gets to a place where you could put on a VR headset and it feels like you're on a beach in Barbados,
put the heating on.
Yeah.
Do you use a Quest 2?
No, I had an Oculus. I gave it away though.
It's pretty good now. Like
That's the same thing, by the way. The Oculus and the Quest. Oculus Quest.
Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Meta Quest here now.
So I think.
Oh, is it MetaQuest is the newest one now?
It's the same thing. It's like Oculus bought by Facebook, and Facebook's now Meta. Sorry. Yeah, carry on, Dev.
See, I kind of had the opposite when I I got given a Quest 2 when I went on Games Master. And when I first put it on, the opening little menu, you're in this, it's like a mountainside with hot air balloons in the distance.
I had to give it away, bro.
It was like a kind of, I don't know quite how to describe it, like Moroccan lounge, but cut into the side of a mountain.
There was a bit where it there was one game where you had to pick up a gun and whatever, and you had to learn how to like use it and shoot it, and you're like throwing stuff
at people.
And I was like, this is mental, bruv. Like, it was genuinely like that part. I was like, all right, this kind of still looks fake, but there was bits in it, like you said, where you're walking around and it's like, this is actually like a makeshift jungle that looks real, innit? And you were like, but that's why I was like, it could be great for like, you know, helping people in that respect of it, but it's a scary, slippery slope, man.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when I took the headset off, the first feeling I had was
depression.
I really liked it in there. I might have liked it better than
life.
Yeah.
But it's weird, because wasn't it the Matrix where it's like they got stuck in it and they prefer that life, and then so they stick, or was it Inception? Sorry.
It is.
There's one guy in Matrix.
It's the one with the one with Bruce Willis. What's it called again? There's that one,
and they're just plugged in it.
The one where they're in things in it.
12 Monkeys.
No, it's like it's similar to Avatar. I forget it, but everyone's in their little machines and they go out.
And they're like that's that. Where they prefer, these ones prefer the dream world. Yeah, these ones prefer the dream world.
Yeah,
rather than the actual.
I felt like that. Maybe we're like playing a game or setting up this like Oculus thing for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. And when I took it off, I remember thinking that kind of, I wasn't getting enough serotonin or something like going through my brain. It was horrible.
That is fucking...
Yeah. Oh, Surrogates, that's it.
How is it?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. That's a great film.
I don't remember. Is it better than Red? I swear,
isn't it basically Avatar?
Dangerous. It's basically It's very similar to Avatar, but it's a world. It's very. You know what? To be fair, it's scarily close to where we're at now. Yeah. It's people living life through robots that look like them, but obviously way better.
What did you think of Avatar 2?
It was pretty cool, pretty good effects. Liked it. I did the 4DX thing where you got like, you know, like all the wind and the water and stuff like that as well.
Water is gross, man.
Yeah.
There's.
What, generally in life? That's a very strong statement to make.
The 4D experience, where they spray water at you, that's disgusting. Where is that water coming from, right? You're not telling me that the little...
It's not Evian.
The fucking duct or wherever they like store the water in is going to be, that's going to be like old steel water.
Well, I had
somewhere and it just sprays it all over your popcorn and your face.
I had no pink eye afterwards, so I got to presume that the water's safe. And we do live in a country where tap water is pretty safe, so I'm pretty good.
I wouldn't even want that though. Like, why are you dashing water over me?
I just thought I'd go. It's fun. I enjoyed it.
No, I mean, fair enough for you, but like for me, I'm like, brother, I'm trying to enjoy this thing. Yeah. Imagine you're at home, and like you say you're watching something with your missus, and she just starts spraying you with water. And it's happening, bro. I'll be like, what are you doing, bro?
No, you know what? Now you've said it, I want that. I kind of want that. I want my woman to like, if I'm watching, I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean or something, I want to be like, blowing in my ear.
Spitting water over you.
Sing a little sea shanty or something. Like, this is great.
That's like a very, very like interesting window into your sex life.
Yeah.
Actually.
I went for Pirates of the Caribbean straight away.
So when you role play, that's your character, yeah?
No, I'd never, ever, ever liked any kind of dressing up. It does not do it for me, man.
What, not just as role play,
in the bedroom, dressing up, it's nice. As in, like, you know, if there's like a nice lingerie set or something, I go, oh, that's really nice.
Can I just say?
I appreciate it. But, you know, like any kind of, like I did get...
Do you know what, Dev? I'm sorry to do this, but because of time restraints, we've actually got to go over to the Patreon side now. So if you want to carry on this conversation, we've got to carry on right now.
Can I do a different cliffhanger? Because there is something I did really want to talk to both of you about. Right? Can we talk about getting a table at a nightclub, please? And why certain girls shouldn't be allowed to be anywhere near tables.
The misogyny is rife in this episode.
No,
I believe there's a backstory to this, and I think there's some balance in there, isn't it?
When you were mentioning underwear, though, can I just say, you know, Diran that was on this, that was on our podcast, Diran Cartel, great friend of everybody,
Good underwear.
He told me to get Lululemon boxers, right? Now, the other day, Saturday. I thought,
What are you calling them?
Lululemon, whatever. How do you say it? Lululemon.
I have no
there we
idea.
go, that one.
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
I thought it was Lululemon.
I like Lululemon.
You made it.
Great, yeah.
You just doubled the price
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Let's continue this over on the Patreon, man.
man,
We got to bounce. We got to bounce
okay,
because of
okay,
time. I'm
cool.
sorry, but it's time. Time is against us. But if
yeah.
you do want to
Subscribe to the YouTube.
yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the pod. Also, a little rating would be nice. A little 5-star thing help us get some more
Like the
ears.
video.
And if you do want to join the Patreon, please come over there. Link is in the description. Dev, before you go though, where can we find you online? Where should we look for you?
If you just search for Dev on Instagram.
Drug dealer 35.
Give me
He's
a-
repping MS13.
Also, if you want to
in certain servers.
You can find me hanging out by Grove Street as well in Grove
in Los Santos.
or something. And then on Heart as well, Heart's evening show Monday to Thursday from 7 p.m. and Saturdays from midday, baby.